Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Let us chant one round of japa with Srila Prabhupada in honor of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, who departed from this world uh, this morning at 9:20 a.m. Indian Standard Time. After we chant, we will read a little bit about Maharaj. नमो ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते राधानाथ स्वामी नित्यानंद नमो ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी नित्यानंद नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 राम हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 हरे राम हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda.
Mataji,
Yes,
Mataji,
Pati. Yeah.
Guru Maharaj, Gopal Krishna Maharaj just left his body 9:30.
Yeah, I sent it in the group. Did you see?
Oh, did you send it? Oh, sorry, I did see. No.
At the beginning I said we are chanting for Maharaj,
What did
and
okay.
yeah, and we'll just read a little bit about Maharaj before we start the class. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudirayet Nashtaprayeshva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatyuttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Normally, we say this prayer before reciting or studying Srimad Bhagavatam. But there is two types of Bhagavatam. Srila Prabhupada says in the purport, one is book Bhagavatam and the other is person Bhagavatam. Person Bhagavatam is a person whose life is Bhagavatam, who lives his life according to Bhagavatam. So, uh, His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj is uh, one of the senior most disciples of Srila Prabhupada and uh, one of the most prominent leaders of ISKCON. So I'll just read out to you what was sent today about His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. He departed from this world at 9:20 a.m. Indian Standard Time. Dear friends, well-wishers and devotees of ISKCON, please accept our humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This morning at 9:20 a.m. Indian Standard Time, His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami, one of the senior most disciples of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, departed from this world. Maharaj is a pillar of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness and has served tirelessly in practically every leadership capacity to support and expand the mission of his spiritual master. Even before his first meeting with Srila Prabhupada in Montreal, Canada in 1968, Maharaj, known as Gopal Krishna from his very birth, was given the service of cleaning and preparing Srila Prabhupada's rooms for his arrival. Since then, Maharaj has literally and figuratively dedicated his life to keeping Srila Prabhupada's house in order. Srila Prabhupada immediately took great interest in the thoughtful young Indian man who sat attentively through every lecture, and they soon began regular correspondence. Soon thereafter, Srila Prabhupada initiated Maharaj as Gopal Krishna Das and thus began a lifetime of service beyond compare. Maharaj served for years as Srila Prabhupada's personal secretary and was appointed by Srila Prabhupada as a governing body commissioner in 1975 with responsibility to oversee all of ISKCON India. Srila Prabhupada thereafter entrusted Maharaj with the task so dear to his heart, the printing of his transcendental books. From that time, Maharaj has been an emblem of book distribution, sharing of Krishna consciousness, building beautiful temples, and managing the international affairs of Srila Prabhupada's mission, all the while remaining a gentle, humble Vaishnava who always has a moment to encourage others with his genuine care and affection. In addition, Maharaj's sadhana is impeccable, often on the temple altar offering Mangalarti to the deities before completing the morning program, taking a japa walk, and then worshipping his own deities prior to commencing a full day of dynamic service. I'll read that line again. In addition, Maharaj's sadhana is impeccable, often on the temple altar offering Mangalarti to the deities before completing the morning program, taking a japa walk, and then worshipping his own deities prior to commencing a full day of dynamic service. His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj personifies all that is at the heart of ISKCON and will remain eternally revered and loved for his matchless service, dedication, and expertise in knowing and serving Srila Prabhupada's will. We can only pray that we may each be blessed with but a drop of such courage, focus, and sincerity to serve, though never will the void of his physical presence be filled in our hearts or in our society. Our hearts and heads remain at the feet of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, a most exemplary disciple, devotee, god brother, spiritual master, and friend. Maharaj has always encouraged us to work together cooperatively to support and assist each other in Srila Prabhupada's service. In that mood of service, we offer our affectionate prayers and support to Maharaj's disciples and all those bereft in Maharaj's absence. We encourage you to take shelter of Maharaj's instructions and example of focused sadhana and service in the association of our ISKCON family. His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So this is from Hare Krishna, your servants, Guru Prasad Swami, Tapan Mishra Das, Govardhan Das, GBC Executive Committee. Guru Prasad Swami Maharaj is the GBC uh, chairman this year for this term. Would you like to share something, Aditi Lata Mataji?
I'm really scared. That's the only thought I'm having right now. That helpless feeling. I don't know what I will do now because because he was. I always took him for granted that he's going to be there, for guidance. Now it feels like, oh my God. And we always, every year, we always look forward to Guru Maharaj coming to Baltimore, and we all have his association and all the devotees association. Just now I was thinking, what is going to happen now? Because everyone might do. I don't know whether they will do it again together or not. Everyone might do their own in their own temple, Vyas Puja. And then
Yeah,
we miss whole gathering and beautiful association and discussion of Guru Maharaj and so beautiful things.
yeah,
Now, if I go back and I see that last year was so elaborate, so beautiful program we had. They actually rented a school auditorium, huge auditorium, and that was filled with people.
mm,
My God, it was so beautiful. And Guru Maharaj, in this condition also, After the whole day program and all, when people were eating, he and serving and eating, he just went. There was no program that he's going to come. He surprised everyone. He just walked in there, met each and everyone, stopped to each and everyone, talked to them, you know, patted their back, and the servers, he was talking that doing a good job, very nice, you're serving Krishna, and then even met us, you know, stood there, spoke to us, blessed Jeet. Oh my God, I don't know why we are in this situation, Mataji, where this is the thing which I fear most, that I am left out alone and everyone going away. All the spiritual, like this, uh, forgetting the name also. In Vrindavan also, Mataji left her body. Uh, you muted.
New Vrindavan.
No, Vrindavan.
Vrindavan.
Uh,
I don't know.
V, it starts with V.
I don't know.
Yeah, I will tell you when it comes to my mind. So that Mataji is also a very elevated devotee. So I still remember when I saw her last face, and it imprinted in my heart for some reason. I don't know. She was sitting and watching me, and I that was the last I saw her. Then I came to know she left her body. She was not like very old or anything,
Mm.
and like then I was thinking, oh my God, I won't see that person again. Always smiling, always. So we
Yeah.
went to her house and had food. Same thing like Balkrishna Maharaj also. When we met, I didn't realize that was the last. I was planning that okay, this time I will go to Delhi and meet him. Then we will go in December. He's
Prab-
now.
yeah.
Hmm? Yes, Mataji.
I was asking if this Mataji is a Prabhupada disciple.
Yes, yes. Or Jayapataka. I will. We were discussing the other day. We were discussing the other day, one time. Um,
But anyway, yeah.
So Guru Maharaj in this age also he worked for Prabhupada, he worked for ISKCON Krishna till the last breath.
Yeah.
Materialistic people, we think that we will just retire and just relax and enjoy the last stage. How amazing! I'm thinking that he left his body in Dehradun. Probably it would have been better, but for him, everywhere it is Vrindavan only. And
Of
obviously, as
course. Yeah. That's not a problem at all. Actually, I was just hearing one glorification of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj. Uh, you know, there it is said that the astrologers said that wherever Maharaj walks, the demigods are walking behind him. All the demigods are walking behind him. And wherever he steps, that place turns into a place of pilgrimage. And this is not against the Vaishnava Siddhanta. A pure devotee carries Vrindavan in his heart. So wherever he goes, he turns that place into Vrindavan. So this was said with regard to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada went to the most uh, degraded places and he established temples where people would come and get inspired. They would experience Vrindavan in all these temples. These temples are like oases in desert. So that means wherever a pure devotee goes, he turns that place into a holy place of pilgrimage. So yeah, take that thought out of your mind.
no,
It's
definitely no. I agree, Mataji, definitely. because I have seen when we were in Atlanta, and when he came there, he just went for morning walk, and when he came back, few Western bodied people also came back with him, and then everyone was discussing what happened when he was walking. He People were staring at him, and then he started talking to them. He, as a compassionate person, he was talking, and they got so inspired. He said, "Why don't you come to the temple? Come." And he preached them, and they started coming. And later on, in the coming years, I saw that girl, one of the girl, come to the temple again. So it's not that was only one time that they
Mm.
came.
Yeah.
He can convert anyone, whoever he sees. I hope he
Yeah.
comes back again for me, Mataji, if I stay back.
Not just for you. Actually, I was hearing this. It's this morning. So it's your evening last night when we have our Chaitanya Bhagavat reading. Uh, Actually, your yesterday morning, or yeah, your yesterday morning, we got news that Maharaj is in a critical condition and everyone should pray for Maharaj. But this was after the class and everything, it was in the night.
Mm,
And then early in the morning, it was Ekadasi yesterday, early in the morning at 4. So when we have our 3:30 actually, 3:45, I started today. Uh, After reading going over Chaitanya Bhagavat, what we did in the uh, last class, I asked everyone, would you like to chant for His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj, and they agreed. And we chanted one round in the morning, my morning, your Chaitanya Bhagavat class time. And then I read also Chaitanya Bhagavat, and then I went to the temple and all that. When I came back from the temple, I just get a message that with pictures of Maharaj in the hospital, that they should come back. They will come back. Why? Because we need them to push Srila Prabhupada's mission forward. They're such stalwart warriors. We need them. So this devotee was actually saying, I'm praying to Krishna that please send Maharaj back, not just for one person or just for one disciple, for the whole society, for the whole society, especially uh, Maharaj has a big role in every field. Actually, I was just reading about him today. Preaching in Russia, book distribution. I have personally every year I see during Gaur Purnima, they give this uh, awarding certificates to those who have distributed books during Christmas marathon. Every year Maharaj is there. He really encourages devotees to do book distribution, as we were reading just now. That was the service given to him by Srila Prabhupada, publishing and distributing books. So we will see Maharaj's disciples in Delhi, grihastas, right? Uh, Even in America, you see, they're so fired up about book distribution. Uh, Throughout the Christmas marathon, they just go to homes, everywhere, wherever possible, all different, and they distribute so many books. That's just one field. He's the GBC for so many areas. I was there in Pune. He was the GBC for Pune, of course, Delhi. And I heard this morning that Maharaj opened 17 ISKCON centers in just the area of Delhi. 17 ISKCON centers in just Delhi. So Uh, but another important contribution, very, very important, is the future. As I would tell you before about the four movements that Srila Prabhupada wanted to, his plan was how he was going to execute what his mission was. Srila Prabhupada laid it out in a letter to Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel before he went to America. In that letter, Srila Prabhupada writes about four movements. The first movement is Sankirtan movement. So that's what Srila Prabhupada did when he went to America, on the streets, right? So this is the beginning for most people. You come in touch with some devotee somewhere, they give you a book. You meet someone in Harinam, in Rath Yatra, in some Kirtan, in some home program. This is Sankirtan movement. You just meet devotees, you get the books, right? Sankirtan movement. So Srila Prabhupada would send devotees out. So we saw how Gopal Krishna Maharaj is completely involved in the book distribution. Then the next is temple entry movement. So after you come in touch with devotees, you get the books, you read the books, you understand the philosophy. Now you're looking for a temple where you can go and learn more, where you can associate with devotees. Temple entry movement. So we saw Maharaj opened just in Delhi 17 temples, not counting temples in other places, right? ISKCON centers. Temple entry. Temples are also needed for devotees to come. And then after they start coming to temple, so now you attend Sunday programs, even you start coming to, morning program in the temple if you're living nearby, and you start doing some services in the temple, making garlands, helping in cooking, cleaning, so on and so forth. So you become actively involved. This is the second movement, temple entry movement. And then the third movement, this leads to the next phase. Third movement is called initiation movement. So after you're engaged in services, you hear lectures. So sannyasis and devotees are traveling, right, all over the world. So you hear from various devotees, and your faith becomes stronger and stronger. And then finally, you make this conscious decision, yes, I want to commit my life to this movement. I want to take initiation. So that third movement is called initiation movement. Now you take vows that for the rest of your life, you're committed. This is called initiation movement. So thus far, how many disciples Maharaj has? Many, many, many. He has initiated so many disciples. And you personally said how not just initiating, but taking personal care of the devotees, being very personal with them and seeing them, encouraging them, inspiring them, not just by his words of affection, but also by his personal example. That's very important, right? His sadhana was like lines etched on a stone, just like the six Goswamis. My husband was telling this morning, once he was in Delhi, like late night meetings, really late. And but he would never ever miss Mangalarti. And he would actually, whenever he's in the temple, he does Mangalarti on the altar. I have personally seen him also do artis. Whenever he's there, he is on the altar doing Mangalarti. And his chanting, his sadhana was completely very, very strict, very, very attentive. And he had his own so many uh, Shaligram Shilas and deities that he would worship every day personally. And after all this, then he's involved in all these projects at this age, even at this age, tirelessly serving Srila Prabhupada. So initiation movement, initiation, also setting personal example and inspiring his followers, not just certainly his disciples, but everyone else, right? His nieces and nephews, spiritual nieces, nephews, everyone. inspiring them by his personal conduct, how to practice your devotional service. So this is the third movement. So Srila Prabhupada said that he was only able to complete 50% of his mission. The remaining 50% is unfinished. That needs to be done. So what happens after everyone takes initiation? Now the next step is, earlier they would all come and live in the temple, isn't it? At the time of Srila Prabhupada, initially, when they would join the temple entry movement, they were actually living in the temple in the association of devotees, practically engaged all day in rendering services, either going out for book distribution or cooking or cleaning or deity worship or gurukuls. They were engaged because pure devotional service means 24/7 engagement. Living in the temple, they had that engagement. Even families, they would live together in temples and they were all raised. But how many people can you fit in a temple? As the movement started growing, more and more devotees, there are more devotees are joining the movement. Where will you find that facility where you can accommodate everyone inside the temple? So, therefore, the fourth movement is called a classless society. Classless society means it's also called the Daiva Varnashram society. So now, after initiation, after being trained in devotional service, right, convinced about Krishna consciousness, now devotees should come and live together in communities with. And Srila Prabhupada actually set examples like New Vrindavan. He set up so many farm communities, even in his, uh, you know, term. He set up farm communities where devotees, the idea is devotees will come and live together and minimize and actually to completely make nil our dependence on the outside system. What do we depend on the outside system for? We depend for our maintenance, right? So, our jobs, our businesses, our profession. And because we depend on that society, even our children have to be sent to the schools there. Otherwise, how they will be accepted into jobs outside if they don't get their education. So it's like a vicious cycle. After coming to the point of initiation, then there is no further growth. Once a week, we go to the temple on Sundays and attend the Sunday program and come home, and the rest of the week, we are just busy with our lives. So much time. Imagine if we were actually living in devotee communities. So then, when we live in devotee communities, what does it mean? We will all live together, buy a piece of land, we have our homes, we are living in a community, and we go out to cities, work, and come back. No, that's not the idea. The idea is self sufficiency. Actually, producing what are the needs? You need food, you need clothing, you need medical facilities, you need education for children, you need schools. What else? You need pots, cooking pots, uh, like this. All this should be produced locally. Then this is Daiva Varnashram. So then each devotee, this is after getting initiated and everything. Each devotee, according to his particular nature or interest, will take one particular field in the whole society, and then contribute they will contribute for the upkeep of that community. Like this, it's not one community. Every temple, now we have so many ISKCON centers all over the world. Each center should have its own community. So the devotees that are coming there, gradually they should buy some land. So the devotees, this is their own property. It's not like, it belongs to the temple or anything. The devotees will buy the property together. and there will be someone guiding them. So for that guidance, again, there is Varnashrama College to train them, to give them resources, how to be trained. So His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj was very instrumental in this also. So now, uh, to take this movement to the next level, to the next stage, we need, we desperately need such leaders. So that is why uh, devotees are praying that Krishna, please uh, send him back. We need him. This plan is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's plan. See, for this movement to flourish and sustain for the next 10,000 years, it's not going to happen with. That's why it's 4 stages. Sankirtan is already happening. Then temple entry and initiation is also happening. But to bring them all together and training them together, keeping them together, families, we are talking about families particularly, growing like villages, basically, right? Having villages of devotees. That is what is required for this movement to flourish, right? And of course, it's going to happen because this is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's prediction, right? So that's the 4th phase of the movement, and uh, not much has been done in that direction in the past 50 years. But now work is being done. At least endeavors, efforts are being put in that direction. How to uh, bring devotees together. So, like we read in this letter that was sent, Maharaj was a leader in every field. He was a leader in every field, and he had tirelessly worked for Srila Prabhupada's mission, even in this 4th mission. So that is why, like as a disciple, Aditi Lata Mataji is saying, I want him to come back for me. I'm feeling helpless. So not just the disciple, but the whole society is looking up to him for guidance, for shelter. And meanwhile, it's not just about my spiritual master or your spiritual master. We are so fortunate. It's like a joint family, right? So they are available for everyone. It's just a matter of taking inspiration. So everyone should take inspiration from the life and from the example of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj, and pray to him that we may also get a drop of his sincerity. He gave his life, he gave his life to Srila Prabhupada's mission. So I read that Maharaj was born on Ekadasi, Annada Ekadasi, uh, on August 14th, 1944. And his name was Gopal Krishna when he was born. His father was a well placed officer, I think, in the Air Force, Indian Air Force Department. And he had completed his education in India, and then he went for higher studies. He studied business management. So he went to Europe. I believe he studied in Paris. And then the first time he met Srila Prabhupada was in 1968, June 1st, in Montreal. He was already uh, he was looking for God consciousness. He was looking for God consciousness. So he would go to a different church every week looking for God consciousness. He wanted to be Krishna conscious. There was no doubt about that. Coming from a pious family, a pious background, he wanted to be Krishna conscious. He wanted to be Krishna conscious. Just he was not sure who the guru was and where to surrender. So when he heard that Srila Prabhupada was coming to Montreal on June 1st, he went there on May 30th and he asked the devotees if he could do any service for Srila Prabhupada. So they gave him the service of cleaning Srila Prabhupada's quarter, his room. Materially, he was a very qualified person, highly educated, well to do. He cleaned the room so thoroughly, every part of the room, dusting it, cleaning it, the shelves, windows, every part of the room. And then when Srila Prabhupada came on the 1st of June, this devotee says, Srila Prabhupada was really impressed and he asked for the devotee who cleaned the room and uh, and they introduced Gopal Krishna Prabhu at that time to Srila Prabhupada. So this was in 1968. Then in 1969, I think in around the same time, May, I think 27th, he got his initiation. He continued to work, he was working, but he gave his entire paycheck to Srila Prabhupada every month. He gave the whole paycheck to Srila Prabhupada, and then he would take from Srila Prabhupada whatever maintenance he needed for himself. So he continued like this for 5 years, and then after 5 years, he actually joined the temple full time. In the year 1975, Srila Prabhupada gave him sannyas. No, no. 75, Srila Prabhupada made him GBC. I'm not sure about the sannyas part. Maybe after making him a sannyas, he made him a GBC. I'm not sure of that. But he became a GBC for ISKCON India in 75. And along with that, book publishing and book distribution. Then in 76, he was made GBC for Russia.
1982, Prabhu is saying 1982 he got sannyas by Jayapataka Maharaj.
Jai. Yes, that's what it is. And after that, soon after that, he became a guru. Yes, thank you. Yeah. So he worked in the capacity of a grihastha. He was a GBC. And then in 82, he took sannyas, and after that, he became a guru. So you will find many stories in, of Maharaj's uh, brave activities in preaching in Russia. And of course, in India, I told you. So I think I'll stop there. If anybody would like to share uh, anything about Maharaj, please feel free.
Russia is a big part, Mataji. Russia, he is a very loved Guru Maharaj in Russia.
Mm.
Uh, that is another thing I saw that devotees from Russia coming whenever he is there.
Yeah.
We love him so much because every year he used to go and spend so many days in Russia inspiring the devotees. And as we know, Russia, first of all, had taboo for any other religion, and devotees were put to jail and all. Um,
Yeah,
After that, also, it was so sensitive. Russia is a sensitive area, and still he used to go, he used to support them, he used to make devotees, and they were hankering for Krishna there.
yeah,
And, even Prabhupada said that they were so innocent people, and looking for respite from their situation. They
mm,
were ready for Krishna. So Guru Maharaj actually tapped that.
yeah. Mataji was saying, maybe you attended. My husband told me this, I didn't attend, but Rukmini Mataji was saying that she saw Maharaj in Vrindavan. You know, when you do parikrama, there are pictures all along the parikrama path. He would literally do Dandavat obeisances while doing japa walk. To every picture, he would go and he would offer Dandavat obeisances and touch his head to the lotus feet. So,
Lotus feet of Guru
the
Maharaj
picture
used to do. Oh,
while doing japa walk, he would do Shashtang, Dandavat Pranam to every picture as he walked. And the whole path was filled with pictures. He would actually be doing Dandavat Pranam to every picture and then touch his head to the lotus feet.
I didn't even understand how he, on the floor he was doing. He does Dandavat Pranam, even going to the temples. I mean, at this age, in this condition, when he was really fragile, just a fall made him, break his rib. Can understand how fragile he was. And for me, because of my knees condition and my fat body, I find it so difficult to just bow down. And he
Yeah,
does Dandavat Pranam. My goodness, whenever I see, I don't know whether I will ever be able to be in this position. Impossible, I think, because he is he. I don't know whether I will get that strong, uh,
dedication.
dedication. Yeah, Ananya Bhakta, as you always say in your lecture, this is an example.
I just heard today, actually, it was sent to me in an email where it is said that Maharaj is sending, like, there's a picture of Maharaj with all his. It came, let me, yeah, this one. I'll just read it out to you. Guru, this is what Maharaj is saying. Guru is pleased when he sees that the disciple is showing the symptoms of Shuddha Bhakti. This is directly from Gopal Krishna Maharaj. Guru is pleased when he sees that the disciple is showing the symptoms of Shuddha Bhakti. And then this is a recent picture, I think. I don't know how I can show you this, but I'll have to remove the virtual background. You're able to see?
Yes, yes, on and off. Yes, you can send this to the group also.
Yeah, I'll send it. It's in an email. I'll see. Maybe I can share it like that. So let us just let us you know, I think glorification of Maharaj will be, unless you have something that you want to share about Maharaj, please go ahead. If not, we will just recite our Bhagavad Gita shloka, because that's what pleases the devotees, our gurus, the most, when we glorify Krishna, when we, chant Hare Krishna for their pleasure. So if anybody would like to share something, glorify Maharaj, please uh, go ahead. If not, let's recite our Bhagavad Gita shloka, and if we have time, maybe a little bit of Bhagavatam we can do.
Yeah, yesterday, what time? 9:30 is what time? India time, Mataji?
India time 9:20 a.m. today, May 5th. So that is now it is 5 p.m. So
11:30 or something.
few hours, 9:20 means it will be yours
12:30.
12:50, about 1 a.m., little less than 1, 10 to 1 a.m. your time.
We were actually during Chaitanya Bhagavat. That's why we didn't come to that class because we were attending this Rukmini Mataji's class and Kirtan at
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, Vishaka Mataji is the name of the Mataji which I was talking about in Vrindavan.
Vishaka Mataji, not Prabhupada disciple. I hope not. Vishaka Mataji lives, Prabhupada disciple Vishaka Mataji lives in London.
No, then that
Yadubar Prabhu's wife.
but Vishaka Mataji is a devotee. I don't know. I have to check. Might be Gopal Krishna Maharaj or
Yeah,
Jayapataka Maharaj. I'm not 100% sure. But she is a she used to live in Vrindavan.
Vrindavan.
Serve
Yeah,
the deities there.
I see. So let us recite Bhagavad Gita shloka. Uh, we are reading now. Today's Sunday. So tomorrow we will be starting a new verse. So today is the last day we'll be reciting this verse. Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 14, text 10. So we'll just go in order. Aditi Lata Mataji, Arunita.
Mataji, one quick. I just remembered in the last few weeks back, um, when there was a discussion. Janardhan Maharaj, he is right hand of Guru Maharaj, right? So he was discussing about Guru Maharaj when he had a fall or something. When he was having these episodes, right?
Mm,
So he immediately called Janardhan Maharaj and he said that you come back to Delhi immediately
mm,
whenever you are free. So Janardhan Maharaj came to Delhi and met him, and Guru Maharaj was very emotional, and he was saying, "I had a dream, and you have to come and take care of my work in Delhi." So
mm.
he knew this is going to come up, yeah, because they get all the information right from Krishna. So he
Yeah,
knew this is going to happen. So he was telling Janardhan Maharaj to be ready. And like a son, he was saying, like he was emotional and saying that
yeah.
I have to take over now. Oh my God. Sorry, Mataji. Yes,
No,
thank you.
no, no problem. I just received another email. Maybe I'll just read. I mean, today's main topic is Maharajas. I thought if there isn't anything, then we can just read. I'll just read this also. Dear devotees, this is from Mayapur. Message from co-directors, I think, of Mayapur. Please, dear devotees, please accept our humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. The ISKCON Mayapur management and devotee community are deeply saddened by the passing of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj earlier today. Maharaj's departure is a great loss for all of us at Sridham Mayapur, a highly respected leader within the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Maharaj was appointed by Srila Prabhupada as a governing body commissioner in 1975 with responsibility to oversee all of ISKCON India. Srila Prabhupada thereafter entrusted Maharaj with the task so dear to his heart, the printing of his transcendental books. Maharaj served tirelessly in practically every leadership capacity to support the Mayapur community. He was also a founding member of the Mayapur Executive Board since 2016. Maharaj is highly respected and loved by the Mayapur devotee community, and he will be deeply missed, especially during our Mayapur festivals and Sri Mayapur Navadvip Mandal Parikrama. ISKCON Mayapur management will feel the loss of his association, as he has always personally guided us in the performance of our service. We pray that he may continue to illuminate our path and shower blessings upon us. Our hearts and souls remain at the feet of Jayom Vishnupad Paramhamsa Parivrajkacharya, Ashtottara Shata Shri Srimad, His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So there's going to be in Mayapur a 7-day kirtan in remembrance of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. 7-day kirtan from 5th May, starting today till 11th May. And there will be prasadam for 7 days also after kirtan. So like this in different parts of the world, devotees, this morning also I saw they already were holding kirtans. I saw in Chennai and in other parts of the world in temples. So in fact, classes were cancelled because in order to encourage devotees to conduct locally, to come together and chant japa or perform kirtan or glorify Maharaj, render some service in honor of Maharaj, like that. But I thought this is the way we glorify. If I cancel the class, I thought, how will we glorify? We just meet like this online. So therefore, I thought we'll just meet.
Yes, Mataji. We can continue, Mataji.
Okay. So yeah, we have like 15 minutes. At least everyone can read the verse. Yes, Aditi Lata Mataji.
You're not sharing. Mataji.
Oh, I'm not sharing. Okay, okay. Sorry. One second. Yes, Mataji.
Rajastamas chavibhuya sattvam bhavati bharata raja sattvam tamaschaiva tamasattvam rajastatha. Sometimes the modes of goodness becomes prominent, defeating the modes of passion and ignorance, O son of Bharata. Sometimes the mode of passion defeats goodness and ignorance, and at other times ignorance defeats goodness and passion. In this way, there is always competition for supremacy. Thank you.
Arunita.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Rajastamasjati Satvam Bhavati Bharata Rajasatvam Tamaschaiva Tamasatvam Rajastata. Sometimes the mode of goodness becomes prominent, defeating the modes of passion and ignorance. O son of Bharata, sometimes the mode of passion defeats goodness and ignorance, and at other times ignorance defeats goodness and passion. In this way, there is always competition for supremacy.
So next, Inba India. Jai Shri Mataji, Jai Ganesh Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Rajastamascha Rajastamaschabi Bhuya Chabi Bu. Masi, can I repeat?
Yes, yes. Rajastamaschabhibhuya
Rajastamaschabi Bhuya
Sattvam Bhavati Bharata
Tattvam Bhavati Bharata
Rajah Sattvam Tamaschaiva
Rajasattam Tamaschaiva
Tamah Sattvam Rajastatha.
Tamasattvam Rajastata. Translation. Sometimes the mode of goodness becomes prominent, defeating the modes of passion and ignorance. O son of Bharata, sometimes the mode of passion defeats goodness and ignorance, and at other times ignorance defeats goodness and passion. In this way, there is always competition for supremacy.
Yes. India.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
रजस्तमश्चाभिभूय सत्त्वं भवति भारत रजसत्त्वं तमश्चैव तमसत्त्वं रजस्तथा. Sometimes the mode of goodness becomes prominent, defeating the modes of passion and ignorance, O son of Bharata. Sometimes the mode of passion defeats goodness and ignorance, and at other times ignorance defeats goodness and passion. In this way, there is always competition for supremacy.
Mataji, Prabhuji are there?
No, Mataji.
Isha?
रजस्वस्याभिभूय सत्त्वं भवति भारत रजसत्त्वं तश्चैव तमसत्त्वं रजस्तथा. Sometimes the mode of goodness becomes prominent, defeating the modes of passion and ignorance. Also, Bharata. Sometimes the mode of passion defeats goodness and ignorance, and at other times ignorance defeats goodness and passion. In this way, there is always competition for supremacy.
Krishna Ashish?
रजस्तमश्चाभिभूय सत्त्वं भवति भारत रजसत्त्वं तमश्चैव तमसत्त्वं रजस्तथा. Sometimes the mode of goodness becomes prominent, defeating the modes of passion and ignorance. O son of Bharata. Sometimes the mode of passion defeats goodness and ignorance, and at other times ignorance defeats goodness and passion. In this way, there is always competition for supremacy.
Madhava?
Sometimes the mode of goodness becomes prominent, defeating the modes of passion and ignorance. Also, Radha. Sometimes the mode of passion defeats goodness and ignorance, and at other times ignorance defeats goodness and passion. In this way, there is always competition for supremacy.
Rasapriya?
रजस्तमश्चाभिभूय सत्त्वं भवति भारत रजसत्त्वं तमश्चैव तमसत्त्वं रजस्तथा. Sometimes the mode of goodness becomes prominent, defeating the modes of passion and ignorance, O son of Bharata. Sometimes the mode of passion defeats goodness and ignorance, and at other times ignorance defeats goodness and passion. In this way, there is always competition for supremacy.
Yeah. Next. Nilambari Radha Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Dandavat Pranam Mataji. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
रजस्तमश्चाभिभूय सत्त्वं भवति भारत रजसत्त्वं तमश्चैव तमसत्त्वं रजस्तथा. Translation. Sometimes the mode of goodness becomes prominent, defeating the modes of passion and ignorance, O son of Bharata. Sometimes the mode of passion defeats goodness and ignorance, and at other times ignorance defeats goodness and passion. In this way, there is always competition for supremacy. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Anyone else? Did anyone not recite? Okay, I'll recite Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is. Chapter 14, text 10. Rajas tamascha sattvam bhavati bharata tamah sattvam rajas chaiva rajah sattvam tamastatha. No. Rajah sattvam tamaschaiva tamah sattvam rajastatha. Sometimes the mode of goodness becomes prominent, defeating the modes of passion and ignorance. Sometimes the mode of passion defeats goodness and ignorance, and at other times ignorance defeats goodness and passion. In this way, there is always competition for supremacy. So passion, ignorance, and goodness, they're always competing with each other. But also, as we will read in this chapter later on, there are certain activities, certain places, which are more, like they can be either in goodness, passion, or ignorance. That means you can choose by the symptoms, you can understand what is in goodness, what is in passion, and what is in ignorance. And you can avoid those that are in by the symptoms. You understanding by the symptoms what is in passion and ignorance, you can avoid those and you can stay in goodness. And if you stay in goodness, that is actually conducive because goodness is the next door neighbor of transcendence. If you have like stairs, right? Ignorance is at the bottom, next is passion, then goodness, and then transcendence. So for you to come to transcendence, this goodness is next door neighbor. From goodness, it's easier to go to transcendence. Therefore, it is advisable to stay in goodness all the time. So regulated life is actually in the mode of goodness. That will actually, of course, regulated life means again what type of work we do is also important. So, as I was telling you about this Daiva Varnashram community, that's the whole idea to bring everyone to the mode of goodness. And then, when you are living in the mode of goodness, and then when you hear Krishna Katha, then when you chant Hare Krishna, you will actually be getting a taste in Krishna consciousness. You can be progressing steadily, nicely, when you are in the mode of goodness. But when you are in the modes of passion and ignorance, it's like fighting against, right? Even though you get a little bit of association, and immediately passion and ignorance, they uh, counter, right? They kind of cloud, they cannot counter, but they cloud our consciousness. They cannot cloud Krishna consciousness, but they cloud us. So that is why mode of goodness is important. But otherwise, there's always competition between goodness, passion, and ignorance. Each one is trying to get a supremacy over the other. So also elsewhere we will read villages are in the mode of goodness, cities are in the mode of passion, brothels are in the mode of ignorance. So where should you reside? Villages, right? Villages are in the mode of goodness. So those who are in the villages living, so what type of lifestyle do people have in villages? Simple lifestyle, right? They just grow their food and everything is simple. So that is village lifestyle. So then, because that is in the mode of goodness, chances are you can practice Krishna consciousness uh, in a stable way. So that's what this verse is saying. Maybe we'll just read Leelamrita today instead of, because if I start Srimad Bhagavatam, it's going to take some time. Let's read Srila Prabhupada's Leelamrita. And anyway, I think we didn't get a chance to read Leelamrita last time. Srila Prabhupada Leelamrita, Volume 1, Chapter 17. Mr. Gardiner, who's Mr. Gardiner? The 26 Second Avenue's realtor. Mr. Gardiner took a week to paint the apartment. Meanwhile, Mike arranged for the electricity and water to be turned on and had a phone installed. And he and Carl raised the first month's rent among their friends. When everything was ready, Mike gave Prabhupada a call at Carl's. Prabhupada was still staying at Carl's apartment. Now it was time to move the Swami into his new place. A few friends who were on hand accompanied the Swami over to the Bowery loft, where he had all his things in the Bowery loft. David, right, Allen's. He was staying with David Allen's. So a few friends accompanied Srila Prabhupada over to the Bowery loft. Maybe they weren't prepared to become his surrendered disciples, but contributing toward the first month's rent and volunteering a few hours of work to help set up his place were exactly the kinds of things they could do very willingly. At the loft, they all gathered up portions of the Swami's belongings and then they started out on foot up Bowery. It was like a safari, a caravan of half a dozen men loaded with Prabhupada's things. Michael carried the heavy Roberts reel to reel, and even the Swami carried two suitcases. They did everything so quickly that it wasn't until they were well on their way and Mike's arm began to ache that he realized, why didn't we bring a car? It was the end of June, and a hazy summer sun poured its heat down into the Bowery jungle. Starting and stopping, the strange safari, stretching for over a block, slowly trekked along. Prabhupada struggled with his suitcases past the seemingly unending row of restaurants, supply shops, and lamp stores between Grand, Broome, and Spring Streets. Sometimes he paused and rested, setting his suitcases down. He was finally moving from the Bowery. His electrician friend on 72nd Street would have been relieved, although perhaps he would have disapproved of the Second Avenue address also. At least he was finished residing on Skid Row. He walked on, past the homeless men outside the Salvation Army shelter, past the open door taverns, stopping at streetlights, standing alongside total strangers, keeping an eye on the progress of his procession of friends who struggled along behind him. The Bowery artists and musicians saw him as highly evolved. They felt that the spirit was moving him. The Bowery artists and musicians saw him, Prabhupada, as highly evolved. They felt that the spirit was moving him and were eager to help him set up his own place so that he could do his valuable spiritual thing and spread it to others. He was depending on them for help, yet they knew he was on a higher level. He was his own protector, or as he said, God protected him. The Swami and his young friends reached the corner of Bowery and Houston, turned right, and proceeded east. Gazing steadily ahead as he walked, Prabhupada saw the southern end of Second Avenue, 1 block away. At Second Avenue, he would turn left, walk just 1 block north across First Street, and arrive at his new home. As he passed the IND subway entrance, the storefront came into view. Matchless gifts. He gripped his suitcases and moved ahead. At Second Avenue and Houston, he hurried through a break in the rapid traffic. He could see green trees holding their heads above the high courtyard wall, reaching up like overgrown weeds in the space between the front and rear buildings of his new address. The street side building housed his meeting hall. The rear building, the apartment where he would live and translate. Adjoining the storefront building on its north side was a massive 9-story warehouse. The storefront structure was only 6 stories and seemed appended to the larger building like its diminutive child. On its southern side, Prabhupada's new temple showed a surface of plain cement and was free of any adjoining structure. There was only the spacious loft of the busy mobile service station that bordered on First Avenue. As Prabhupada approached the storefront, he could see 2 small lanterns decorating the narrow doorway. There was no certainty of what awaited him here, but already there had been good signs that these American young people, mad though they sometimes were, could actually take part in Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan movement. Perhaps this new address would be the place where he could actually get a footing with his International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. So we will stop here today. His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. All of you have a
Thank you.
wonderful day in glorification of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj, and also a wonderful day in Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mahataji.